இப்போ மேஜரை பார்ப்போம். Which of the statements proposed by Little John and Hicks regarding authenticity in textual materials is false? இதுக்கு ஆப்ஷன் ஏ தான் ஆன்சர். ஸ்மாலர் டெக்ஸ்ட் இதுதான் ஆன்சர். Choose the adjective phrase equivalent to the adjective the longest day. Option C, the day of greatest length. Which of the following words contain the inflectional morpheme? Option C, laughing. 34. Which term does not describe Absalom and Achitophel? A tragedy. In Badmini's house, the floor is swept by goddess of learning. Charles Lamb refers to himself as a stammering buffoon and a stupid. Challenging. 45. ஆப்ஷன் ஏ தான் இதுக்கு ஆன்சரு. ஆனால் அந்த லைனில் அந்த வேர்ஸில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா 4-5 அப்படின்னு தான் வரும். அந்த நியூ இயர் சிஓடைய அந்த டெக்ஸ்ட்டை நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா 5-4 அப்படின்னு தான் அதன் டெக்ஸ்ட்டில் வந்து நமக்கு இருக்கும். இங்கே 45 ஆப்ஷன் ஏ தான் நம்மளுக்கு கரெக்ட் ஆன்சர். 37. How does Spencer describe Lantern in Prothalamin most kindliness? 38. Which of the following poets, according to Alan Tate, begins at or near the extensive end of the line while deploying the resources of meaning? The metaphysical. Chaucer's prologue to Canterbury Tales uses more French words to describe hunting, cooking, and tournaments, etc. Option B. 40. Identify the critic who remarks about Cassio. Cassio is a handsome, light-hearted, good-natured young fellow who takes life gaily and is evidently very attractive and popular. ஏசி பிராட்லி தான் அதை சொல்லியிருப்பாரு. ஆப்ஷன் ஏ. டு மேத்யூ அர்னால் poetry is ஆப்ஷன் ஏ criticism of life governed by the law of poetic truth. According to Aristotle, a good tragic plot arouses the emotion of pity and fear. ஓகே, அது வந்து பரிதாபத்தையும் பயத்தையும் அது கொஞ்சம் ஏற்படுத்தும். According to Coleridge, imagination is to the poem what the soul is to living body. அப்போ ஆப்ஷன் பி தான் இதுக்கு ஆன்சர். Prometheus represents archetypal humanity in the play Prometheus Unbound. Option A. What are the elements of tragedy that constitute the medium of imitation as explained in Poetics, diction and song? Why this is hell, nor am I out of it, thinks you and I who saw the face of God and tasted the eternal joys of heaven, am not tormented with 10,000 hells in being deprived of everlasting bliss. Who says these words and what idea can be linked to this statement? Mephistopheles தான் சொல்லும் hell could be a physical place as well as a state of mind அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Option C answer. Jupiter is overthrown by Demogorgon in Act 3 of Prometheus Unbound. Option B. 48. Spencer compares the cheeks, neck and body of his bride to the following in epithalamion: cherries, piece of ivory, marble tower. Option A. Why did Wordsworth choose humble and rustic life to write about in lyrical ballads? Because in that condition the essential passion of the heart find a better so in which they can attain maturity. Option D. The theme of carpe is combined with the theme of seduction in the poem To His Coy Mistress. அந்த கார்பிடியம்னா seize the day அப்படின்றது தெரியும். Which of the following pairs do not fit the category of friends mentioned by Bacon in his essay of friendship, Scylla, Pompey? Choose the correct answer. Put a not முடிச்சி KNOT அதுதான் ஆன்சர். What argument does Adam give to dissuade Eve from working separately? Option A. She could be easily deceived when found alone. Ariel in the play The Tempest was imprisoned in the bank of a pine tree. Match the items in column A with items in column B with reference to Bacon's essay on studies and choose the option that shows the correct matching column. Study of history gives wisdom. Study of natural philosophy gives depth. And study of mathematics gives subtlety. Study of logic and rhetoric develops the ability to contend. So option B தான் இதுக்கு ஆன்சர். Ambiguity arises when two apparently unconnected meanings are given simultaneously by the poet. Which type of ambiguity is this? According to Emerson, third type ambiguity. Which among the following is considered as the scene of recognition and reconciliation in the play King Lear? Act 4 scene 7ல வரும். Option A the answer. Which dreadful character is portrayed as the one with abundance of courage and strength of will in King Lear? Option A Edgar. Which statement is not true with respect to the Book of Duchess? Morpheus and Eclipsester lay asleep in a deep valley. Option A. The character Eleanor in Sense and Sensibility represents sense and self-control. Option C. Match list A with list 2 to form compound words. So outlaw, jailbird, haymark, stack. Okay, option A தான் அதுக்கு ஆன்சர். And list 1 with list 2 இதுவும் match the following. Shakespeare as a dramatic artist, W லாரன்ஸ் வந்து சொல்லியிருப்பாரு. ஷேக்ஸ்பியர்ஸ் ப்ராப்ளம் காமெடிஸ் இது வந்து ஆர்ஜி மால்டன். ஷேக்ஸ்பியர்ஸ் ஒர்க்மேன்ஷிப் ஆர்தர் குவெல்லர் கவ். The influence of Beaumont and Fletcher on Shakespeare, A.H. Thorndike. List the following authors according to the year of their death in ascending order and choose appropriate option from the answers given below. Henry David Thoreau, Walt Whitman, Anne Bradstreet, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Option B தான் இது. First வந்து Anne Bradstreet, அப்புறம் R.W. Emerson, and then H.D. Thoreau, அதுக்கப்புறம் Walt Whitman. Regional dialect of the speaker reveals where he or she comes from and what his position is the social hierarchy of the community. So 64 க்கு option C. The windmill is the name of a tavern. Option B. Identify from the following phrases that which is not the contribution of Tyndale to the Bible. Eat, drink and be merry. Which one of the following statement is false? Option C. Arnold considered Dryden and Pope as classics of poetry. அவர் அப்படி கன்சிடர் பண்ணிருக்க மாட்டாரு. What is the active voice of the following sentence? By whom is the work being done? Option D. Who is doing the work? 69. Who among the following characters applies the paste of the Vadamadique leaves to cure the bruise of Nalini? Tangam. The barbarous Scythian or he that makes his generation messes to gorge his appetite shall to my bosom be as well neighbored, pitied and relieved as though my sometime daughter. The above lines are an extract from Shakespeare's King Lear. யாருக்கிட்ட சொன்னது? King Lear கார்டிலியா கிட்ட சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. Option A. What is the name of Gradgrind's house in hard times? Stone Lodge. Option B. Recall the rhyme scheme of E. Cummings, the poem The Cambridge Ladies. Option A. AB, BA, AB, BA, CDE, CDE. 73. The literal term for one thing is applied to another with which it has become closely associated because of a recurrent relation in common experience is known as metonymy. Identify the character in King Lear which is profoundly religious and his religious belief makes him supremely confident and always full of hope. Option B. Edgar. According to Brooks, the criterion for testing the validity of truth in a poem is coherence of the ideas within the context. Option D. Find out the tone conveyed by the poet in the following lines. Dear is the Kaisurana to my soul, beneath it we have played, though years may roll. O sweet companions, loved with love intense, for your sakes shall the tree be ever dear. இது melancholic and nostalgic. Option B. In essay of dramatic poesy, Crites speaks of the ancient while Lycidius vindicates the moderns. Option D. Crites and Lycidius. Coleridge Kubla Khan does not combine loss of imagination and innocence. Option C. Who is referred to the Pythian of the age in Adonis by Shelley? John Keats. Option C. Iliad's poem The Verseland contains many references from Shakespeare's The Tempest. Which of the following literary device has been used in Charlotte Perkins Gilman's The Anti-Suffocates? Alliteration use பண்ணிருப்பாரு. Option B. Elaine Showalter calls the analysis that is concerned with woman as reader, with woman as the consumer of male produced literature as androtext critic. Option B. Breaking of a promise is known as breach. Option B. Oliver Goldsmith's play The She Soups Conquer is an attack on sentimental comedy. Option C. Choose the antonym of the underlined word in the sentence. Obfuscate அப்படின்னா simplify. Option C. 86. Doubtless there are some who, by a natural dispensation, acquired the open sesame to poetry without labor. In the above lines, I.A. Richard refers to the intuitive apprehension of the meaning of passage by some readers. Option A. Which of the following tendencies would you associate with the first 20 lines of Robert Frost's Bridges? Promethean. Option C. 88. Who among the following characters dies in custody? Ruby. Recursion is known as a combination of grammatical units which are not necessarily ordered sequentially. Oh, option C தான் இதுக்கு answer. 90. Which game does the knight in the book of Duchess talk about to explain how fortune had been cruel to him? Chess game பத்தி தான் அவங்க பேசுவாங்க அதுல. In Edmund Spencer's epithalamion, Hymen represents god of marriage. Option B. Who is the author of the study of poetry? எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சது மேத்யூ வர்னால். Option A. Why does Lorenzo send a page with a box to Pergingano's execution? To stop the execution with a pardon letter signed by the king. Option A. Choose the appropriate tense form. Look, the cracker is going to explode. அங்க பாரு அந்த கிராக்கர் வந்து வெடிக்க போகுது. அப்போ is going to. Option A. Which of the following is not one of the sections of book one of Beaver's the second sex? Justifications. Option D. In the play The Way of the World, Lady Wishwood and Mrs. Marwood are presented as foils to. Option B. Millamant. Who stated that Ulysses' poem expressed his own need of going forward and braving the struggle of life after death of Hallam? Tennyson தான் சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க. Option B. Which of the following languages doesn't belong to the Eastern group in the Indo-European family? Celtic. Option D. Nothing remain but self-confession, madam. I want, I hate a versed journey. What does self-confession refer to in the above context? The self-confession எதை சொல்லுது அப்படின்னாக்கா அந்த ஸ்பீக்கர் வந்து ஆப்பிரிக்கன் அப்படின்றத அவங்க ஒத்துக்கிட்டாங்கன்ற மாதிரி தான். அதுதான் வந்து அங்கே செல்ஃப் கன்ஃபெஷன், தன்னை தானே அவங்களா முன்னிறுத்தி சொல்லிடுவாங்க. ஸோ ஆப்ஷன் பி தான். ஆனால் சில ரெஃபரன்ஸில் சைலன்ஸ்டு டிரான்ஸ்மிஷன் ஆஃப் குட் ப்ரீடிங் அப்படின்னு இருக்குது. மேபி அது கொஞ்சம் டவுட்டாக இருக்குது. பட் 90% த ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் ஆஃப்ரிக்கன் ஐடென்டிட்டி தான் ரைட் ஆன்சர். அக்கார்டிங் டு whom Caliban is legged like a man and his fins like arms, as well as half a fish and half a monster? Triclio. Option C. 101. Read the verse from Ralph Waldo Emerson's Brahma and fill in the blank with the appropriate phrase from the poetry, choosing from the options given below. If the red slayer think he slays, or if the slain think he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways I keep on pass on turn again. Option A. Choose the right option by matching the following. இது ஹெட் ஹை, இது மைண்ட் வேர் த மைண்ட் இஸ் வித்தவுட் ஃபியர், தாகூருடைய ஒர்க்லேருந்து இது கேட்டிருக்கிறாங்க. ஆக்சுவலி ஹெட் ஹை, மைண்ட் வித்தவுட் ஃபியர், வேர்ட்ஸ், த டெப்த் ஆஃப் ட்ரூத், நாலேஜ், ஃப்ரீ. ஆப்ஷன் டி தான் இதுக்கு ஆன்சர். Find out from the following sentences which is true with regard to Paradise Lost book 9. D. ஈவ் வந்து சாப்பிட்ருவாங்க. அவங்க சாப்பிட்டதுனால கண்டிப்பாக நீயும் சாப்பிட்ணுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஆடமை வந்து அவங்க தான் டெம்ப் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அப்போ ஆடம் இஸ் டெம்ப்டட் டு ஈட் த ஃபர்பிடன் ஃப்ரூட் பை ஈவ். ஆப்ஷன் டி. 104. Wishing me like to one more rich in hope, future like him with friend possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy contented least. The above lines are taken from which Shakespeare sonnet? Sonnet 29 இருந்து எடுத்திருக்காங்க. ஆப்ஷன் பி. Who makes the following defense in favor of woman? The weaker sex is it. சிடி இவங்க தான் வந்து சொல்லியிருந்திருப்பாங்க. லைன் அண்ட் ஜுவல்ல. வாட் இஸ் த சப்டைட்டில் கிவன் டு த போயம் குப்லா கான் பை கோல்ட்ரிச்? ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட். குப்லா கான் ஆர் ஏ விஷன் இன் ஏ ட்ரீம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதுக்கு கீழே தான் அதுக்கு பக்கத்தில் ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட்னு கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. ஆக்சுவலி குப்லா கான் ஆர் ஏ விஷன் இன் அ ட்ரீம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு டைட்டில் ஒன்று இருக்கும். அது கூடவே ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட்னு இருக்கும். ஸோ அதுதான் இதுக்கு நமக்கு ஆன்சர். ஆப்ஷன் ஏ. விச் among the following is not a character from Shakespeare's play Measure for Measure? C. Ardian. Which of the following observation doesn't fit the views expressed by Arnold in Dover Beach? Option D. The word is beautiful and there is certitude of peace in it. The supreme aesthetic glory of the Prometheus Unbound is its nature descriptions. Who among the following writers preferred the form nearest to the actual sound of the words? Sauron for sovereign and island for island. B. William Shakespeare. The unknown citizen is a form of satire by W.H. Auden. Who makes the following statement? Could you not keep a secret? Must every word leak out of you as surely as the final drops of mother's milk? Sadiko. Option B. Choose the word or phrase that is nearest in meaning to the word megalomaniac, power hungry. Option C. Prometheus is discovered bound to the precipice of the mount, Indian Caucasus. Option C. So doth each tear which thee doth wear a globe, a world by that impression grow, till your tears mix with mine do overflow. ஸோ இந்த போயம் நம்ம படித்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா எல்லாருமே ஆப்ஷன் டி போட்டுட்டு வந்திருப்போம். வேலடிக்ஷன் ஃபர்பிடிங் மார்னிங்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஆக்சுவலாக வேலடிக்ஷன் ஆஃப் வீப்பிங்ல இருந்து தான் டிஎஸ் லேட் வந்து ஜான்டனுடைய அந்த லைன்ஸை வந்து கோட் பண்ணியிருப்பாரு. ஸோ 116 Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility deals with the theme of contrasting the two states of reason and emotion in sisters. Dr. Faustus bade Mephistopheles to take the shape of an old Franciscan friar அப்படின்னு தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஆப்ஷன் டி. Demogorgon is the child born of Jupiter's marriage with Mother Earth. Read the following statements and choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. இது ஆப்ஷன் ஏ எக்ஸ்பிரனிஸ்ட் பிளே. the death of the salesman can be categorized as expressionist play தான் அது. And 120, what does golden bow symbolizes in W. Yeats poem? Apprehending life beyond death. What is Saturn's comment on Job's goodness? Option D. He is good and sinless because God has given him abundant blessing and protection. 122, which scene is the longest scene in the play The Tempest? Act 1 la scene 2. Who had been killed at Troy would have been one of the hero in Ulysses? Achilles. Option A. What is the setting of Canto 2 of the poem The Rape of the Lock? Thames River. Option B. What is Johnson's view of Milton's use of blank verse in his poem? Option A. Appreciated by Johnson, though not befitting Milton. 126. Fill in the blanks with the most appropriate words. Provision kindly. Option C. In Pilgrim's Progress, which character's name means the bringer of a good news? Evangelist. 128. To the eyes of true love, beauty never passes. The loved object remains the same. The idea is expressed in which Shakespearean sonnet? Sonnet 104. Which among the following poems is structured on an alternation between descriptive and reflective passage? Option C. Elegy written in a country churchyard. So in the match the following characters of Shakespeare's plays published in 1817, lectures on Shakespeare 1818, Shakespeare his inner life 1805, character problem in Shakespeare plays 1922. Option A. 131. ஸோ இது எல்லாமே வந்துட்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா எங்கள் ஆப்ஷன் நமக்கு வந்து சி. Who among the following characters ecologizes motherhood with Sanskrit proverb? B. Mrs. Kashihar. How many times does the phrase a waltzing Matilda figure in waltzing Matilda 11 times வந்திருக்கும். Who among the following called the American scholar as the American intellectual declaration of independence? Oliver Wendell Holmes. 135. Act 1 scene 2 in the play The Tempest falls into how many sections? What can you say about its length? 4. As long as almost a quarter of the play. Option D. Which of the following is the passive voice of the sentence? Who taught you French? By whom were you taught French? Option C. 137. Who says accusation is a subconscious process identical in all important ways to the process children utilize in acquiring their first language, while learning is a conscious process that results in knowing about language? Carson. 138. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. 139. I feel this award was not made to me as a man, but to my work, a life's work in the agony and sweat of human spirit. Option D. 140. Which of the following word and Bradstreet doesn't use in prologue while addressing to the muse directly? Fluent. ஸோ இவ்வளோதான். இதோட வந்து நம்மளுக்கு மேஜர் முடியுது. 140 கொஷின்ஸோட மேஜர் முடியுது. ஏன்னா 30 கேள்வி தமிழ் எலிஜிபிலிட்டி, 110 கேள்வி இங்கிலீஷ் மேஜர் இதோட முடியுது.